Well, hello, my fabulous friends. I hope you're doing well. Well, I have a new gin to introduce to you tonight. So, we're going to do a Spirits with Spirits. It's a long weekend here in Canada. It's Thanksgiving weekend when families get together and have a big meal and eat too much. And we had ours last weekend because my husband's working this weekend. So, I kind of have a bye this weekend. I'm still very thankful. Anyways, I have a new gin for you. This is the Empress 1908 Elderflower and Rose Gin. Bright floral bouquet with citrus and spice, handmade, artisanal. Inspired by our beautiful location in Victoria, British Columbia, our Elderflower Rose Gin pays homage to the city of gardens, where flowers blossom nearly year round. This is true in Canada. The fresh floral botanical create a delicate spirit with a distinctive rose hue. Inspire par so. Oh, then it goes into French. And yeah, so the Empress Hotel is in Victoria, British Columbia, obviously named after Queen Victoria. And it's one of the Grand Dames of Canada. It was originally owned by CP, then Fairmont. I'm not I think it's privately owned now. So this is, I don't know if you can get this outside of Canada or not, but I mixed it with pink lemonade because it has the citrus in it and the floral. And I'm telling you, this is heaven. This is a lady's drink. I mean, sure, men can drink it as well, but I find men like more the botanical, like the rosemary and cucumber gins. But this floral gin, I'm telling you, I have now found a new favorite. I wish I could share this all with you. I hope you can get this outside of Canada. Honestly, it is so delicious, so delicious. It is my all-time favorite right now. And that's pretty difficult to do, but it is absolutely heavenly. So cheers. Happy Thanksgiving Day. Happy Thanksgiving weekend to all who are celebrating this weekend. I also want to point out the two most coveted countries in the world, successful, abundant, where everybody knows your name, everybody wants to come to these countries, are Canada and the United States. And they're the only two countries in the world that have Thanksgiving. So they give gratitude every year, and abundance just continues to arise. I thought that was kind of an interesting take. And our Thanksgiving is always a month or so early before the United States because our harvest is generally earlier due to our cooler weather. All right. So, what am I reading about? I've had a request. You'll be seeing the planetary cycles will be going up for tomorrow, the next set of planetary cycles. And I had a request to do the Prince and Princess of Wales, their planetary cycles. They'd like to see them. And I thought what I would do as well as their marriage one. So I'm going to start with Catherine's. Now, Catherine, with her birthday being January 9th, I did the calculations, and she's in her Jupiter time right now. And some people think that's amazing. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go into it a little bit more. Then she goes into her Saturn time around November 19th. I was actually, when I looked into it a little bit further, Catherine and William and their wedding date is very synced up. I was actually really surprised. The wedding date is exactly on William's planetary cycle, and Catherine and William's planetary cycle is only off by 4 or 5 days. So they're totally synced up. Catherine is a Venus personality. Catherine will always be beautiful. The Venus personalities are always they're beautiful, and even if some people might suggest or think somebody's plain looking, they still have some kind of beauty that comes through their eyes, or their beautiful soul, or they prefer luxurious things. And you think about it, like when Catherine's wearing something luxurious, it even looks more luxurious on her. She could even be wearing something from Zara and it looks luxurious on her. She just has that certain je ne sais quoi. Now, William is a moon personality, and a moon personality, well, he's exactly like his mother. He actually likes things done fast. He's great at starting things, perhaps not finishing them. He actually, Moon and Venus actually do get along together. They're both dual. A lot of people don't realize that Venus is a dual sign. Venus is good and bad. And you think about it, too much luxury food makes you sluggish and heavy. And, spending too much on luxury things can put you in debt. And just like the moon has a dual, dark and light, so does Venus. And those are, they're part of the planets that are grouped together. So they actually really get along quite well. And then their wedding is a sun. And it's actually right in the middle between the two of them. So anyways, we'll get to that in a moment. The planetary cycles, I get a lot of comments after I post them, how many people are saying, wow, yeah, now that you mention it, So let's do Catherine's planetary cycle. She's currently in a Venus cycle until, that's what I was looking up. I had all these dates written down. I think November 19th. Yeah, I was really shocked how close November 17th. So she's in her Jupiter cycle until November 17th. Now, Jupiter is expansion and luck. And the Wheel of Fortune card is on here, luck and money and expansion. But here's the problem. It expands everything. If you're dealing with an illness, it can expand that illness. I mean a cancer. You'll find a lot of people will, if their cancer is diagnosed in their Jupiter time, it will just continue to expand and expand. Jupiter can expand your waistline. It can expand your debt. It can expand anything. That's why it's on the Wheel of Fortune. But it also can expand your luck and good things. And, we're starting to see more and more of her. So it's starting to expand her exposure in public. It's a very, very lucky time. A lot of lessons are learned during the Jupiter time, during your Wheel of Fortune time. And it's best to keep those lessons. Sorry, I don't know what she's barking at. Oh boy. She's deaf, so it's even no sense me telling her quiet. She can't hear me. She can't see anything. I don't know, maybe I've called in some spirits with spirits. Ooh. Just one moment, sorry. I have to see what she's barking at. I apologize for that. I'll have to edit that out. Okay. Catherine, what are the planets? What are the planetary cycle and energy for Catherine? What are the planetary cycle and energy for Catherine? Wow, seven of wands on her Jupiter. So she's defending her actions. She's taking the high ground. She may be getting, and we've done some readings before, that William doesn't want her to do too much. And she's defending herself and saying, look, I can. This is her also being passionate about some projects. She may, like I said, Jupiter is expansion. She may be taking on too much. She really could. Then Saturn. Saturn is the devil, which is her sign, Capricorn. So that makes sense. This is, I think her Saturn time, which starts around November 17th, is going to be very difficult for her. And we have to remember that's when her Christmas special is. She may be like, come hell or high water, I'm doing my Christmas special. And I'm not too sure that she should be. And I have to reiterate this because I've said it many times, and I don't lie to you guys, that the devil is Cancer. And it's something that you just, you know, it won't, if it's in reverse, it's done. You're done. It's unremovable. When it's upright, it could be like it's a removable cancer, or a cancer that is that can be taken out. So I'm thinking, like, I'm wondering if it's something like what Fergie had, like a skin cancer or something. I'm not very happy to see that at all. So that's November 17th until her birthday. So again, over Christmas, I wonder if, oh, I don't like that news actually. So let's see what happens after her birthday. So then she goes into her sun time. So that's her birthday for the next 52 days, moon, Mars, Mercury, and Venus. So let's see. Oh, look at that. The Two of Cups in her sun time. She's going to be um, in I think that's really nice. That's going to be, sorry, I needed to have a cheers after seeing that devil on Saturn. She's going to be in agreement with people. I think this is going to be a great time for her and William. She may she might start some kind of new charity or be a patron of a new charity. She's got something new and lasting and soulful. Get it? Soul. The sun is soul, the soulful. And this is the soulmate cards. This is divinely inspired. And I'm just, all of a sudden, I noticed here we have the Claudius. And I'm wondering if she's going to find a new type of, if she's going to start a new type of treatment and find a doctor who really understands what she's going through. All right, so then we go into her moon cycle, and oh, look at that, the moon on the moon. But this isn't the moon. This is actually the Pisces. I know it's weird. The sun is the sun, but the moon isn't the moon. The moon is actually the High Priestess card. So during her moon time, I think we might see her go into some kind of hiding again. Like maybe she'll announce again that she has, the cancer has returned, or she has to do a few more treatments or whatever, and we can almost see her going into some kind of hiding, or we're not being told the truth about everything during this moon cycle. But the thing about the moon cycle is it's things that are fast moving, so that won't last long. Now let's look at her Mars time. Oh, see, now she's got the Two of Wands. I think things are going to kind of fall apart so that they can be put together, if you know what I mean. So she might decide that doing too much is doing too much, for example. Sometimes you have to knock down a house to rebuild it. So I think there's going to be something here that falls apart so that she can look at new opportunities or new doing things in a different way. And we saw them come out and say family first and whatnot. So now we go into her Mercury time. Oh, wow. 8 of Swords upright. I wonder if she's going to go into another, we're not going to see her for a while next year. I wonder. Now remember, this is just the energies right now. So let's see Venus. Oh, and then, I love to see the 6 of Wands victory on her Venus. Love to see that. Love to see that, because she is a Venus. And I think we might see a little bit of rough territory for Catherine next year again. I don't like this devil on her Saturn at all. I'm wondering if we are going to see her kind of make a decision to tuck away for a little while longer and then come out victorious once again. That would be in the autumn time again. So once again, she goes through a session where we don't see much of her, and then she comes out victorious again in the autumn time. Right now, she's defending her actions. She may be taking on too much. She really may be taking on too much. And I'm wondering if that's where the devil comes in. So maybe she doesn't have cancer per se, but she feels the effects of the cancer treatments, and she's exhausted and she needs to rest, and it's the results of the cancer treatment that she had, or there's some kind of complication or something. But by her birthday, I see her overcoming it, but with the help of somebody else. So I'm wondering if a new doctor has a new type of medication, or maybe she does some kind of natural medicine or whatever. But I think we might see her disappear again for treatment. And the clock agrees with me. All right, so now let's do Williams. Oh, Queen of Swords here. She may have a female doctor that comes along and says, this is what we're doing, and you aren't doing it your way. You tried it and you exhausted yourself. All right, so William is actually in his Mars time right now. So the sun, that's when his birthday starts. So he's in his Mars time, in his tower time. And then we have Mercury, the Empress, which is Venus. And then we have Jupiter, Saturn, the sun, and the moon. Okay, so he went into his Mars time starting October 3rd, and it goes until November 24th. So that's what I mean. They're only off by like 3 or 4 days from 4 or 5 days from each other. Their marriage syncs up, their life cycles sync up. This couple was meant to be. There's something very karmic about this. I'm just going to move this over a smidge so you can see them all. So let's see what's going on with William's planetary cycles. Let's see what's going on with William's planetary cycles. And then I'll do their marriage. What's going on with William? So he's in Mars. And this is a very dangerous time for him, his Mars time in a Saturn year. All right. Like I said, it started October 3rd till November 24th. So I hope they're not doing any kind of traveling or anything like that. It's when things can happen out of the blue. Should be careful around heat, around electricity, around anything with fire. Obviously, with Mars, be wary of aggressive attacks and wars. Let's see. William. What's his planetary cycles? Okay. On his Mars. Oh, the Empress. There's his wife. So she may be the one trying to calm him down. On his Mercury. Oh, there we go. Now we're going to have some traveling. So we might see some traveling after November 24th. We have to remember he's going to South Africa, isn't he? Or there's something going on. But in his Mercury time, he'll be traveling. That's, I don't know. Let's see, in his Venus time, heavy burdens. And you know what? That matches up with Catherine's diagnosis again, or something going on with Catherine. Let's see his Jupiter time. Oh, the devil. Oh boy, oh boy. That's interesting. They both got the devil on his Saturn time. Oh, surprising news. On his sun time, wow, they both have the 8 of swords. And on his moon time is the world is Saturn. 2 of swords. I don't know if this is going to be a great year for them, guys. I think that they both got the 8 of swords here. Something's going to happen that's going to keep them both kind of at home. I'm wondering if the other cards are saying that something is going to happen with Catherine. Not that, or like there's going to be an announcement that she needs a little bit more treatment. I think that we're going to see both of them kind of hunker down again next year. I think it just says heavy burdens on his Venus, and we know that Catherine is his Venus, and on the tower his Mars is Venus. I think there's something here. I think that something is coming up. We might see him do a lot of traveling, a lot of talking during his Mercury time, which is between November 24th to about January 11th or 12th. Now, we have to remember the planets don't go by a watch or a calendar. The planets they vibrate in and out. They're like a sunset, as I try to remind you. So as a sunset takes a while for the sun to go down, and then it becomes twilight before it becomes dark. The sun doesn't go down and it's like daytime, nighttime. We've got that sunset period. And the same thing with the sunrise. When the sun is rising, it starts to lighten up a bit. It takes a while. And the same thing with the movement of the planets. It's not like, oh, ding, my turn. Ding. It's not like that at all, because it's energy that we're dealing with. So the vibration of the planets, how it's affecting you in different things, it takes a while. It takes a while for one. I think of a music note as well. You hit a piano D, and how long does the sound last for? It doesn't just immediately stop. Well, I guess you can if you do things properly, but if you just hit a note, it will continue. And the same thing with the vibration. I'm looking at the 2 of swords here in reverse. He has a very interesting choice to make, and he's going to choose not to make it for some reason. His Saturn is sitting on his moon, the world on his moon, and he is a moon. Something might be ending for him shortly after his birthday. So the sun is his 52 days. Something's going to tie him up. He's going to be I think they're both, something is going to happen. They're both laying low, and then something ends for him shortly after his birthday. So in his second cycle of his birth year. But this is interesting that they both kind of have the cards, and the Empress is the burden, and the Empress is on his tower. I think there will be, and I've called that for a while, that Catherine's Cancer is not finished. And I know, a lot of people think, oh, the doctors say it is. Man proposes, God disposes. That's all I'm saying. All right, now let's do their wedding. And like I said, I think it's fabulous. Their cycles are so close together. So this is telling me they are meant to be. They're meant to be. Now, their wedding is a sun, their marriage, right? So anything that has a start date, like a business, a wedding, birthday, a career, anything that has a start date, you can check the planetary cycles. So their wedding is a sun. It was on April 29th. And so that's during the sun time. And right now they are in their 4th period. They got married on the last days of William's Venus time, he'll always think that Catherine's beautiful forever and ever. Like, that's his queen, is Catherine. And so all those rumors that all those horrific gossiping rumors I knew weren't true. He will always be in love with Catherine no matter whatever happens. That's his queen. That's his soulmate. She could lose all her teeth and all her hair and grow as many wrinkles as she wants and look like Gollum, and he would still think she's the most beautiful thing that has ever walked the face of the earth. That's just that's just how it goes with them. And I find it interesting that they actually got married during his Venus time, but they got married during Catherine's Mars time, and that's not a great time to get married. And I got married during our Mars time too, so it definitely can work. It's just that you tend to have blow-ups. Let's put it that way. You tend to have big fights, but big makeups. Does that make sense? I'm trying to not be censored here. You can argue about crazy things, but also Mars is passion. So the makeup sex part of it is amazing. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think that as much as they love each other, they also have their differences. And I feel that with William being a moon, knowing that he has to come into this kingly role, I've read a couple of times that he can be very controlling, and because he has to be. He has to be controlling I think he sees his father wasn't, and look at the outcome. And I think that not controlling in a narcissistic way, that things should be done properly. He is going to be the next king, and he wants his family to represent that. And I can see that, just being in controlling that, no, you're not going to work right now. You don't need to, and you'll go to work when you're good and ready. And rather than Catherine saying, well, I really want to go to work right now. I could just see that. I've seen that in the cards. And he means well by his controlling. It's not narcissistic at all. It's a very caring controlling, if you know what I mean. Anyways, let's get into their marriage. Where do the planets? So right now they're in their Mercury time, and there's great communication with them right now. They do have to be very careful of false reports about them. They've got to be careful about shysters. They have to be careful about tricksters as a couple. So, if they're going to go buy a new car, they have to be really careful what the salesman is telling them. Or if they're looking at investments, they have to be very careful what investments they do during this time as a couple, because this is their marriage. But it's a great time in their marriage for communication. It's also a time when in your marriage, you both get really busy. And it's really easy to be stress busy, that you all of a sudden, you got 1,000 things to do, and you want to do this and you want to do that. And you become too busy, and you can actually really have a serious burnout if you're not careful. Because Mercury is very fast acting, so you want to get things done and whatnot. But let's see what the planets are saying for their marriage. Cards are ready. And when does this goes from until November 23rd. So that's what I mean. Like so Catherine's cycle ends November 17th, William's ends November 24th, and their marriage cycle ends November 23rd. Like, it's so rare to get those cycles all matched up. It's almost as if they went to somebody who knew these cycles and wanted to make sure that they would all match up, because they're just so in sync. Like, I've never seen that. Never. never. Unless the people are like, born within the same week kind of thing, exact same age, born within the same week. All right. So look at that. The strength card. I think they're really learning how to communicate not only with each other, but with the palace about what's going on. The strength card on Mercury. I think that they're really going to work on their communications that they have with the outside world. I think they learned a big lesson about what happened with Catherine and the rumors and the terrible rumors about William as well. And I think they're going to really strengthen as a couple their messages, the way they go out. I think they may be working perhaps with a PR expert, which is Sophie. Sophie's a PR expert. And they also may be, they have a new CEO, I guess. And so they're really, strengthening, how much they tell people, because this is the lion is the royal. So how much they tell people, how much they don't tell people. I think they're just really working on their communication skills. All right. So the Venus, isn't that interesting? Travel. I think we're going to see them do some travel around Christmas time because William got that as well. I wonder if Venus is going to take them to some kind of luxury resort. Under Jupiter, the Chariot. So under their expansion, it's going to be very controlled, very, very controlled. I really see them coming into a lot of control here. They're gathering control over things. Part of it could be the media. I think they're going to start being more, I want to say being more militant for some reason. Maybe taking some of these media outlets to task. That could be it as well. But they might, because we have mind, body, soul here. They might, as a couple, really go kind of on a health kick, and we might see them out exercising or walking and eating properly. All right, so Saturn. So this is the 52 days before their anniversary. We might get some surprising news. Some really surprising news. At least that lightens up their marriage. That's a nice card to get actually on your Saturn. That would be, some kind of surprising good news. The Page of Cups, something that's kind of emotional, something before their wedding. So perhaps like last year, we saw a beautiful unpublished photo of them, or maybe she'll get a new ring or something. All right, so the Sun after the wedding. Oh, see, I think they're going to go into some kind of lockdown. I'm wondering if they're going to go silent. They're going to really control the narrative. We might hear some happy, surprising news. And I think they're going to go into some kind of go dark, for using the military term. I do, because we have the moon on the sun. And what does the moon is an eclipse, right? It darkens. When the moon goes in front of the sun, it becomes dark. So I'm wondering if they're going to go dark. And that matches both of their readings. Oh, on their moon time is celebration. Well, that's very interesting. That would be closer to, that would be in the summer. So let's see, in their Mars time. Ooh, the Emperor. I wonder if that's why they're going quiet. What's the underlying? Patience. The Emperor on their Mars, on their tower, their marriage. them as a couple, them moving forward as a couple on their marriage. So I think they're going to have some sort of, well, happy. I think this is the three children. I think this is spending the summer with the three children. I think they're going to do the same thing that they did this summer, kind of go really quiet over the summer, just spend family time with the children, and it'll be quiet where they are. Nobody will know where they are. Possibly they'll go somewhere near water with the moon card here. Go somewhere near water, so a beach or something. And we saw those beautiful, photos of them at the beach. And I think that they did that video around Norfolk. I think they're going to do the same thing again. They're going to go quiet with the kids. I think we're going to see, I think in some respects, I think they really enjoyed being quiet this year. I really do. I think they enjoyed it. They didn't enjoy the social media aspect of it. And so they've learned their lesson, and they're really going to take control of that this time. They're going to be in control of it. They're not going to let that run away on them. They're going to be in control of it. The Mars, the Emperor on their tower, on their Mars time next year, which is around the Balmoral, around September-ish, in September. So that could just actually mean that they'll be spending a lot of time with his father. I hope it doesn't mean that William becomes emperor. But they've got patience. They're looking forward to the future. They really are. Yeah. That's Catherine, William, and their marriage, planetary cycles, the general energies that are going on right now, and things that we can expect for the next year for them. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. And like I said, watch for your planetary cycles. I'll be posting that tomorrow. Please take good care. See you online. Bye for now.